neighbors, welcome back to another video of Cooking with Neighbors. My name is Jerri-ellen and today we're making 2 Amish recipes from a 1979 cookbook that I hope that you enjoy. I know we enjoyed eating them, so I hope that you enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, share it out on your social media if you think someone else that you may know may like it, and subscribe and click the notification bell to all so that you get notified when I upload a video in case it's something that you might want to try or make. So let's get into the video. Okay neighbors, so let's get into this recipe. I'm just going to tell you the amount that is in the recipe. I changed it because I'm only doing 4 pieces of chicken. I greased up a baking dish and get yourself 1/3 cup of flour and 2/3 cup Rice Krispies and mix those two together. And all you're going to season it with is some Lawry seasoning. It doesn't say how much of that, but I just put a bit of a sprinkle over the top of the Rice Krispies there. And you can put some pepper. That's optional, I guess, because that's not in the recipe, but I put it in. Anyway, you get that all mixed well. And I like to kind of crush the Rice Krispies, a few of them up just a little bit in the flour. So with clean hands, I'm going to do that. How is everybody today? These recipes come, I was just going to do one recipe, but because they come together so quickly, I thought that I'd pick another one out of this book. The book is Amish Country Cookbook, Volume 1, and it was published in 1979. And Jerri went and put that in there when she shouldn't have. I have to put some melted butter or melted margarine, the recipe calls for. And what you do is you dip your chicken in the melted margarine. So I'm just going to pour it over the chicken there. And then coat the chicken in the butter and then coat the chicken in your Rice Krispie mix. The recipe doesn't say how many pieces of chicken their recipe can cover, but I pretty much halved the recipe, basically. And so I think you probably get 8 to 10 pieces out of their recipe. And it doesn't tell you how much melted butter. So I just melted, the second recipe calls for melted butter too. So I just melted a bit of it, well, it's margarine, a bit of it, like a 1/2 cup or so. And then I just kind of used what I thought would be needed for the chicken. Their recipe says to bake it in a 275 degrees Fahrenheit oven for several hours. However, I put my oven on 350, and I'm going to just pop that in and get on to the next recipe so I can just cook everything at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, on to the second recipe, golden Parmesan potatoes, like delicious. I have in a bowl 1/4 cup of sifted flour, and I have 1/3 cup of melted butter that I'm pouring over my potatoes. You could get 6 large potatoes that says to peel them. We like the peelings on, and you quarter them. My potatoes were small, so I just cubed up the amount of potatoes that I think our family is going to need. So into that 1/4 cup of sifted flour, I added a little bit of pepper, and I added a little bit of Lawry seasoning, which is kind of just what I feel like doing. This is where I changed up the recipe. And I added a bit of garlic powder and onion powder to that. And now the recipe says to put 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. So the only thing I did different in this one was add some garlic powder, onion powder, and Lawry seasoning. It does call for 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, but I didn't put the salt in because I'm using the Lawry seasoning. Just that I make these potatoes, and we found that sticking to the recipe of not adding a little bit more of seasonings wasn't, it was good, but we like it better with a bit of seasonings in it. And I found too that I needed more Parmesan cheese all the time than what the recipe calls for, and just mix everything well together. And don't worry about if I'm confusing you with the amounts and me changing up anything. I'm going to give you the recipe and recaps after each recipe. And also I will have it in the description box under the video. That's where I put all the recipes that I make basically are in the description box under the video. And if you find that you can't find that or whatever, just shoot me off an email at cookingwithneighbors@gmail.com. Neighbors is spelled the Canadian way, O-U-R instead of O-R. So that's cookingwithneighbors@gmail.com. So I'm just going to give these all a good toss in this flour mixture. These recipes are really, really good. The Rice Krispies, definitely make sure that if you're adjusting it to put more Rice Krispies than flour, like the recipe says in the video. This turned out amazing. I can't wait to take it out of the oven and show you guys. So I oiled up a casserole dish there, and I'm just going to dump this in. And halfway through the cook time, I do toss these. And these potatoes go with so many things. It's just so, so good. My hands are clean. Always make sure your hands are clean in the kitchen. We don't want anybody to have nasty hands, right? Don't want that. Anyway, arrange those up, and I'm going to pop that in beside the chicken. Got to wash my hands again, though. And there's my little sidekick, Jerri-ellen. She's like, Mom, I think some Parmesan cheese is on this floor. So don't worry, Mom, I'll clean the floor for you. She's a good little helper like that, Jerri-ellen. So there are the crispy golden Parmesan potatoes. They're so delicious. And see how nice, the nice little brown bits? So you're basically going to bake these in the oven it took over an hour, tossing them, halfway or more through until they're soft and golden and until your chicken is fully cooked. This took over an hour as well. See the little Rice Krispie bits? This is really, really tasty. I hope that you give these recipes a try. There's my hubby's plate. I also made a Greek salad that's in the refrigerator that I got to get out. So I hope that you liked these recipes today. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Share it out on your social media. And if you're not subscribed, I hope that you decide to. And ring the notification bell to all when you do subscribe, because that way you get notified of my videos when I upload them, in case there's one that you might want to watch, the one that you might want to try. So I do appreciate you taking the time today to come to my kitchen. Peace, love, and God bless. Take care.